Hi everyone, welcome to the CPAPstore.ca. My name is Tristan. Today we're going to be looking at the Fisher & Paykel Vitara full face mask. This is a really nice mask. I'm really happy to be reviewing this mask because in the previous videos where I've reviewed F&P masks, the Vitera masks, particularly both the nasal and full face, I've been a little bit hard on them because I felt like they were kind of masks that worked for a good demographic of people and masks that just would totally not work with a different demographic of people. Is one of those masks that I wouldn't say you could buy just online. I think you'd have to try the Vitera on kind of on the shelf to make sure it fits your face. Vitara, completely opposite. It's one of these masks that I think will literally fit anyone. I think as long as you have a nose and a mouth and you're a human that breathes, I'm pretty sure the Vitara will fit your face and will basically block leakages. It blocks leakages for me very well. I can rotate my head, smash it in the pillow. It's sealed up completely all the time. And based on the other reviews I've seen, looks like a lot of people have this mask as kind of a top tier mask when it comes to blocking leakages and sealing around the face quite well. So I have it on Buddy Guy here. Now this is the last time I'm going to call this mannequin Buddy Guy because a viewer named Paul said that we should name Buddy Guy Eric. So from here on out, this is Eric. Okay, so Eric's wearing our mask here. We got the medium mask, medium size on him. Fisher & Paykel kind of do this thing where like their sizing kind of varies. So this is the medium large frame mask setup. And so yeah, let's just run through back to front what this mask looks like. So on the back, we have kind of a perforated, maybe like sweat wicking type of material, just to allow full face mask users to not sweat as much or be as uncomfortable with masks like this. With more minimal masks, like, just like the P10 with a thin little band, you're not gonna sweat in it, right? Because it's like this big. Obviously full face mask, more material. So having better breathable material is great. And you see like there's seams and stuff like here. They have to cut the fabric. Fisher & Paykel definitely, they didn't have to do this, but they thought it was a way to make the mask better, and I do agree. On the older version of this mask, it's the simplest mask. It was kind of like the older full frame setup that looked like this. It's just this big neoprene material. You can see there's quite a bit more neoprene material than here. It's quite a bit wider, and obviously it's not as breathable. So that's a good new benefit from this mask. Going up at the top, we have this very flush design here to have the Velcro. It's kind of butterflies up to tighten it. There's two slots that it goes into, but you can like totally tighten it more if required, which is kind of a nice touch. And as you can see, it's very flush, smooth with the head. It's quite nice. Again, looking back at the simplest mask, there's this plastic piece and there's two Velcro things that go around it. So definitely not as sleek as the new design. So another win for the Vitera mask there. At the front, we have this bridge mask stability arm. I'm sure there's a fancy name for it. Fisher & Paykel have a fancy name for everything, but it's just a stability arm, if you will. It keeps the mask fabric significantly above the eyes and out of the way. So that's nice. And then of course the adjustment straps here. Onto the mask itself, we have a ball joint here. So this ball joint rotates 360. Okay, it's not going to be as out of the way as a top mounted side, like hollow frame mask, but it's definitely, because it rotates, it's definitely a plus. It keeps it from tangling or minimizing tube drag. It also moves like this because it's a ball joint, so another win. And then the tube actually spins as well. So there's 3 axes of movement, which is basically as good as it gets for a front mounted mask, like 3 axes of movement that it can move, and I mean, as much as possible, I guess. And then so the front here is connected to an AirSense 11, and if we pull it out, as you can see, the front of the tube that connects onto the mask comes out. So this is your quick connection portion. Sometimes people forget that they're in there, so check if you're missing it. And then it pops in. So again, pulls out, goes in quite easily, and does the 360 twirling, spinning nature. Fantastic. Okay. Now, in terms of the mask itself, or the sealing portion of the mask, let me take this off here. We have the full frame design, okay, very traditional, goes around, above the bridge of the nose and just around your mouth. And there's basically technology, I think they call it roll out or roll fit. And basically, if you push the front, it goes inwards rather than being connected kind of to the front and pushing the whole mask out. So if you can kind of see this, I'll try to show you. So the Simplest had the roll fit design as well, just not as much of it. They say it's like 90% more rolling, fitting, compressing nature. It's definitely more. It doesn't look like 95% or whatever the percent they showed, but it's definitely significantly more. I see their improvement there. And this works. This is not a CPAP gimmick. This thing works. It allows the silicone to go around your face, compress, and so you don't actually have to strap this mask down like hard at all. It's gonna seal to your face because it basically has to. So I don't know if you can see that. So it seals really well. Okay, taking this portion off, if you were to clean it, let's take off the quick connector here. Okay, so we have the mask, so if we want to clean it, we can take down the top portion of the headgear like that. Okay, quite easy. And then this breakdown, just hold this, pull it apart. Hold on, like this. There we go. Okay, cool. I don't think I did that right. Let's do it again. Okay, hold the sides. There you go. That looked a little easier. So I was just grabbing the sides here and kind of taking it out. It's nice that they colored this portion where the mask goes. They colored it blue. I think it's pretty obvious where this guy goes. However, it is a nice little indicator. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of elderly people who might not have the best sight, and they might find that extra color kind of a reminder of that, something's missing off their mask. So that's definitely a great feature that they added. Again, that they didn't really have to, but it makes the mask just a little bit better and a little bit cooler looking too. We have the exhalation ports up here. This is where the tube goes with the one-way valve. And yeah, so it's a pretty great little mask, and it comes apart really easily for cleaning. And yeah, it breaks apart. Now, let's put this guy back on here. So it's pretty easy to put on, pretty obvious. The old mask, the Simplest, came out in twos. So maybe a little more annoying when cleaning. Whereas this guy's just a quick connection on the top bridge of the nose there, comes out and slides in very easily. Okay, now the one kind of gripe, if you will, is that I do like magnets. Everyone likes magnets. Not sure why they didn't put magnets on. Maybe Fisher and Paykel are kind of just more on the clip trend. Want to make sure that everyone with pacemakers and stuff like that who really just don't want magnets anywhere around them, not necessarily for the medical implant, but just peace of mind as well, that those voices are heard. And keeping with clips, definitely make sure that people with pacemakers or any other medical equipment that needs to be nowhere near magnets, they feel safe. So it's definitely, clips are not all bad. Some users like them, some people hate them, but there is a place for them. And it's glad to see one manufacturer still uses them a lot, especially when they're clips like this. Now, I'm not, again, like I said, for me, I'm not a fan of clips, but I think they won an award for how easy these clips are to use with people with arthritis. So typical clips you can kind of put on like that and clip like that. Okay, it's pretty easy, but you can kind of see the way they shaped it is there's a slot here for the clip and then kind of a circle. And so if you put it down this way or any direction and then rotate it to where the clip goes, it locks into place quite easily. So you don't actually have to be in the same direction of how you're clipping for it to work. You can kind of just put it in the hole, put some pressure down and rotate, and it's gonna clip correctly. So that is a really nice clip. It's not as easy as magnets, but it's probably as easy as a clip can possibly get. So just like that. I'll show you again. Down, up, to take it off, again, push it down. So you don't actually have to unclip it, you just push it down. Now let's put the mask on myself here. Unclip it, You're supposed to unclip both and kind of like put on. I do like this. I hold this section, put it on the face, the rest of the headgear like that, and then I take the clip, and then like I said, try to find the hole. See, just like that. And it's very secure. You can adjust these portions here, but the mask is already kind of fitted exactly how I like. So, perfect. All right. Take this off. And boom. So, like I said, fantastic sealing mask, and I think it can work with a majority of people. Now, one thing that you might want to note is, just the look of this mask. Okay, it's obviously a massive mask. You have this section here, which a lot of masks these days don't. It's a full face mask compared to some of the more minimal, just nasal cradle masks and stuff like that. This is huge, okay? But I don't want to really say that this mask is bad for that, because there is a market, there is a need for full face mask, and it's kind of like comparing a pickup truck to a Ferrari. Like they don't really equate. And for a full face mask, having this section here, having the stability, having all this stuff away from your ears, not jamming into your ears, at the top of the head, very comfortable, is exactly what you need and exactly what you want. The front here is surprisingly, doesn't get in the way of eyesight as much. The simplest mask is a little wider, and I actually can see it. If I turn my head, I'm kind of looking slightly that way, it starts to kind of really be annoying in the vision. The Vitera Mask, however, is a little simpler, and it's just slim enough where I find that vision isn't totally impaired. Okay, it's something that like you barely see. If you have a big nose and your eyes are used to not seeing your nose when you're looking forward, your eyes will definitely get used to this. And most people sleep with their eyes closed, so it's not really a big problem. Now, the last thing I kind of want to mention with this mask here is the placement, I kind of forgot, of the front band. With the Evora mask, I found that the placement on the top headband was kind of in the back and didn't do a great job gripping all sides of the head and lifting the mask up. As you can see, this guy here is quite at the top of the head, not fully in the front, but in a nice comfortable position. If I push it down, it snaps back into the correct position, okay? With the Evora, I felt that if I push it down a little bit, it would all slip down. Wasn't really a fan of that, okay? So this is nice, secure. And because of the way that this headgear goes alongside of the face, as you can see, it's significantly above the ear. So for those who have found that some of their masks irritate the ear and kind of jams into them, I don't think this mask is gonna have any problems with that. So that's the Vitera mask. I think it's a fantastic full face mask. Of course, it's not really a minimal travel option, but for those of you who need a full face mask with a great seal and just like top tier stability, the Vitera is a great option. It's a fantastic option. So I'm very happy with this mask, and I hope you can leave some comments. Tell us what your thoughts. Maybe some of you hate this mask, and I totally didn't see points of this mask that maybe I'll address in a future video, but let us know your thoughts on this mask or other masks. So that concludes the video. Feel free to subscribe as well. We make a CPAP video on pretty much all CPAP equipment we sell, masks, machines, everything. So yeah, subscribe if you want kind of a nice database of all CPAP for your future CPAP purchasing decisions. And also find our stuff on the CPAPstore.ca. We sell the most affordable CPAP equipment in Canada. So check us out at the CPAPstore.ca.